Barakate Hawa, Barakate Hawashai, Barakate Hawa, Barakate Hawashai, Call, Bashi Hawashai, Bashi Kakadash, double honors to my apostle, elders, a great deal, slumber well. Peace and sanitation, all the I can pushing this truth, our righteousness and sincerity, shalom, shalom. This your brother Tazma the Bar coming back through the spirit of God, Yahweh Bashi Hawashai, and through the spirit, wanting to do a real brief lesson, just going to show you how the majority of the people in society are under MK Ultra, man. They're under mind control, under your government, under its rulership. Which, when you go into that word government, government means control, ment means mind, your mental state. And you see that, man. Just like that movie, I think it's called uh, We Alive or something with Roddy Piper. You gotta look it up. I done a lesson on it some years ago. But basically just showing you when you put the shades on, you see the people are dead. And that's what spiritually a spiritual movie, because as the scripture says, the man that wanted out the way of understanding should remain in the congregation of the dead. And that's the majority of the people. We once was in that dead state. We once was going into the ways of the world, not knowing what's going on, not knowing all the different psyops and agendas that they had pushing towards the children of Israel. But now, as we awaken to that wisdom, knowledge, understanding, which is the light, which is the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shada, Rakakwadash, the spirit of truth, we can clearly understand and see what's going on. We're going through a psychological warfare every day in this system, man. Every day is a psychological warfare, and it's mainly against the Negro Native Americans, which are the 12 tribes, man. And I'll play this quick TikTok video, and I'll play the one behind it, and I'm going to grab some precepts. And Lord willing, apparatus out. This lesson is edifying. And now this is off a copyright disclaimer of the fair use, fair use. I'm not using this for any monetary gain. I'm using this for educational purposes. By the copyright disclaimer of Section 107 of the Act of 1976, copyright disclaimer of fair use, fair use. I'm not using this for any monetary gain. I'm using this for educational purposes only.
Well, something very interesting is happening right now on TikTok, on social media. You should pay close attention, not just because of what it reveals about the global economy, because of what it reveals about the psychological, the cultural, and the civilizational fraud that's at the core of Western society, Western civilization, the Western world. You've got Trump's new tariffs against Chinese goods, and now Chinese manufacturers are doing something about that that's unprecedented. They're going on social media and they're saying, we're the ones who make your luxury goods. We make your handbags, we make your shoes, we make your designer sunglasses, and so on. If you think that they come from Milan or from Paris, no, they come from China. And they're not just revealing that they're the ones who are manufacturing these goods, they're revealing the costs. They're revealing the margins, the markup.
And showing that the game has been manipulated, man. They've been playing on the minds of the people to actually think that they can have a luxury lifestyle, that they can, live the American dream, that they just do this and do that, and they can have all the luxury cars and all that. And they're saying it's not, but it's about money. And who got them? Esau Edom and the elites, man. The elites have defrauded them to actually think that they was living an upper echelon life when it was really all fraud at the end of the day, man. Real quick, this Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto thee that seek deep to hide thy counsel from the Lord, and thy works are in the dark. And that's these various different agendas and psyops, the way they move, as far as the money system, what's going on behind the scenes with the trafficking and things like that. It's all it's big agendas and different psyops that have been taking place in the midst of the people, and they don't even understand it. They don't even see it because they're so distracted with the different so-called Haggadah dialects that the majority of the people are being pushed onto with your government, man, with your celebrities. And it says, woe unto thee that seek thee to hide their counsel from the Lord, and that works are in the dark, and that say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? And that's why they have these Bilderberg meetings, these G Summit meetings, these World Economic Forum meetings, and they have it at the peak of the mountain and the summit, man. Is why, so they can push forth different agendas throughout the world, and mainly primarily here in Babylon the Great, man. And China's been a part of it the whole time. They're going back to Psalms, the 83rd chapter, because at the end of the day, They conspired together to come against the children of Israel, man, to hide us for who we truly are. So they wanted to keep us distracted with the celebrities, with the fashion, the shoes, the clothes, all that other stuff. So you won't be really seeing what's going on, man. And it says, surely you're turning things upside down should be esteemed as the potter's clay. And that's what Esau even done. He made you idolize material things. He made you idolize your celebrities. He made you idolize everything that has nothing to do with the power of Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. That's because people idolize these cars, these celebrities, these fashion, all these various other things. They idolize it. They put it over God, man. These people, a lot of people have lost their lives over a Gucci bag or a Gucci belt. Simple stuff, but it's all an agenda. All that stuff is agenda. This is why they use the rappers, celebrities to make you want that lifestyle, man. And now it's been exposed that you've been played.
Up. They're saying this handbag that sells for $2,000 in the West, well, it only costs $40 to make, and we'll make it and we'll sell it to you directly. Now, pause and reflect about that, on the depth of what that means. This is more than just a business revelation. This is a civilizational unmasking. They're exposing that the West actually produces nothing, but they take credit for everything, just like with colonization. The Western world has built its global prestige and its reputation on the central myth that it's the home of excellence, you know, and that this excellence is a byproduct of their unequaled freedom. That Western societies are the pinnacle of quality, of craftsmanship, of innovation and refinement, and so on. And all of this because they have so much liberty and so much freedom.
And not knowing that you don't have any liberties and freedoms, man. You're in a big old prison. America's not a big prison, man. You don't have any liberties and freedoms. You're not able to travel as you want because you got to get a license, which is what goes back to a permission. License, when you look that up, it goes back to permission. So you're not be able to travel like you want, man, because you're in a big old prison. So they got these people in a ultimate mind control that actually think they have some type of sense of liberty when they don't. They don't, man. Because Esau, he went throughout the world and colonized the whole world, man, and put on his rule and thumb. And this is why you see all the people are submitted under this devil, not even knowing it, man. Real quick, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. And that's what you're seeing, man. Esau Edom has spoiled many nations, man. He went around the world and pushed forth his colonization. He put forth his imperialism. He pushed forth his democracy, that wine, and all the nations. What are they saying with these tariffs, man? Now they're starting to expose America for who they truly are, man. And it says, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, city, and all that dwell therein. Because what did America do? They went around and they took, man. They took the landmarks, they took the nationalities, they have stole. And then what they pushed forth the democracy. And all these nations submitted, man. China submitted. Because China was not, it was basically a big old foreign land. It wasn't really known for much. But what did they do with the money? They built roads, they made more inventions. But what did they do? What did Americans, what did your leaders do? They keep you in that dumbed down state that not know what's really going on, man. And fed you lies, man. And fed you your media on Fox News and CNN and fed you propaganda. Because why? You're ultimately in the mind control, man. And it says, woe to him that covert an evil and converse to his house, that he may set his nest on high, and that he may deliver it on the power of the evil. And that's the mind control of Esau Edom, because he actually thinks that he's going to be as the Most High, because he put his satellites in the skies, and he got people under mind control that actually think that he went to the moon and things like that. But nah, all these things is going to be is going to turn upon his own head, man. And that's what you see, man. The Most High is going to deliver him to that evil, to that destruction. Because majority of the people in the society, they don't know what's about to take place. They can't see that Esau Edom needs the least in the society. They know it's over, man. They see what's going on. They see how the Most High is moving. They see how things has been turned upside down upon them, man. They see in the Bible is being made manifest right before their eyes. They see in the Bible prophecies they are pushing, being pushed forward. Because they see the mindset of the people, man. The mindset of people in gross darkness as you get in Isaiah 60 and 2, man. Gross darkness the earth and gross darkness people. This is why the people, they can't see, man. They don't have the light. And as the scripture say, this is Proverbs chapter 29 and verse Isaiah 29:18. It says, where there is no vision, the people perish. And you see that, man. The people don't have vision, man. They don't have vision of actually trying to live. They're being controlled by Esau Edom and his media. They're being controlled how to think, how to feel, what to buy, what music to listen to. This is why you're graduating that program every day when you listen to the radio, when you listen to various things, you've been programmed, man. It's nothing but witchcraft, man. And this devil's been doing that for a long, long time, man. And a majority of people here in the Western nations, they don't understand that they have been played. They are under a heavy, heavy spell, man. It says, where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keep the law, happy is he. And that's the ones that come back to Yahweh Shem Shah with true sincerity. They clearly see what's going on. They see the agendas. They see the plots, the plans, man. They see that they have been, everything that you've been force fed was nothing but a lie.
So creativity and excellence thrive, right? Brilliance and hard work. All of that flourishes in the great sunlight of Western democracy. Meanwhile, actual excellence is outsourced. The only thing that you do is slap your label on what others make. You slap your logo on things that are made by the people who you demonize, who you disrespect, who you denigrate, who you look down upon, who you call peasants. Everything about your success is actually made possible by people who you call losers. The only thing that the West excels at is branding, taking credit. Your whole economy is a scam.
You just, as we've been saying, only thing the West is known for is what? Branding, taking credit. Real quick. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 29. Happy art thou, Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, thy shield of thy help, who is thy sword of thy excellency. Thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. See, Esau Edom's been called out. He's been found out to be a liar. He's been found out to not make all these inventions and make all these things that he said he once did, man. He's been exposed at an all time high, man. Especially when it comes to the internet, especially when it comes to TikTok and all these various different social media platforms. He's been exposed at an all time high. This is why he's going to do what he's going to control the internet very soon. He's going to control the airwaves, where he's going to shut it down and then monitor what's being said, just like what's going on in China. Because why he's been exposed, man. Even with the tariffs and these TikToks with China, is exposing them more and more. And this is why he's trying to help and push forth legislation to demonize those that's speaking against his narrative, man, and label them homegrown teas. Why? Because he's been exposed, man. He can't hide himself anymore.
Logo, a stamp, a label, and then they inflate the price 1,000-fold. That's what you make. You make logos. It's not a system of productivity. It's a system of appropriation. It's an economy of logos. It takes what others produce, stamp their name on it, and then sell it back to the world at an obscene profit. That's not excellence, that's fraud. And no one should be surprised by this, because this is a pattern that repeats throughout your so-called society, your so-called civilization. You know, from Elvis Presley singing Hound Dog to the crown jewels of the British monarchy stolen from India. You're that dumb jock who puts his name on a test that he paid someone else to take for him. That's America.
And that's true. That's true. That's that's true. Real quick, let's see. I gotta jump back to the book of Habakkuk and jump down. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 12. Woe unto him that buildeth his town with blood and established a city with iniquity. And that's what he did, man. How was America established? Of bloodshed, of theft, of fraud, of deception. How can you basically discover something that was already here? But that's the narrative and that's the bullshit they push in the classrooms to the children, that they discovered America. But it was already people here. So that's the mindset that you see what's going on here throughout the earth, man, under this devil, man. Jumping down to verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth that bottle to him, that maketh him drunk. Also that mayest look upon his nakedness. And that's what America did, man. Pushing forth that philosophy, that democracy, that wine, that strong drink, And this is why people are drunk off the waves of this place, man. They don't see that this is nothing but imperialism and colonization that's been forced down their throat. And this is why people buy into that luxury lifestyle and things like that, not knowing they're under major psychological warfare, man. Under him, with him forcing it down your throat, man. He says, "Thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered." Now you've been exposed. Now you're ashamed of your history. And a lot of these Edomites that voted for Trump, they're ashamed that they voted for him because they're like, damn. They're like, damn. Because majority of them, a lot of them was federal workers that work for the IRS, that work for the CDC, and what's happening? They're losing their jobs at an alarming rate, and now they're marching and protesting because they're ashamed of their glory, man. They're ashamed of actually trying to step up for their country. But at the same time, how was this place established? How was it established? It was established off by theft, by rape, by fraud, by deception. And now everything has been turned around, man. Assuredly, the turning of things upside down should be esteemed as a polished clay, as the Lord said in Isaiah 29 chapter. Now everything's been turned around and you've been exposed at an all-time high.
America, and you're literally charging people for nothing. It's like how you buy a $5 coffee that's 80% foam. Well, now the Chinese manufacturers are going online and they're telling you that you're only getting a thimble of coffee, a thimble of espresso, and 2 tablespoons of milk, and it should only actually cost you less than $1. That's the equivalent of what they're doing. You're literally paying for the privilege of drinking from a cup with a logo on it. So how fake is that? I mean, imagine being some rich idiot who's spending all of this money on a handbag, and you thought that your wealth was buying you some sort of exclusivity, who thought that this branded handbag or that branded handbag was actually made from a higher quality leather than a suburban soccer mom could afford, only to find out that even the highest quality of cowhide is actually still accessible to the janitor of their Manhattan apartment building. Well, what are they going to do now to try to be exclusive, to try to be fancy? Get handbags made out of giraffe skin, some endangered species? See, they're even scamming the wealthy. It's a surrealist economy. They make you poorer than you should be, and then they charge you for things far more than their actual cost. It's just like financialization, the same way that that's fake money, it's fake luxury. It's all created by spin. Your coffee is all foam. Now, theoretically,
Your coffee is all foam. Man, damn, that's heavy. You have been about you have been force fed a lot to believe that everything you thought was real was fake. That's part of the American dream. It was illusion. It was a dream. It was not real. And that's why it's funny. The first video was with the MK Ultra on the mind control, not knowing that you're asleep. That's why the scriptures say what? This is First Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 4. It says, "But brethren," it says, "But ye brethren are not in darkness, that the day shall not overtake you as a thief. Ye are the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night or of the darkness. Let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober." Because the majority of the people in the society sleep. They don't know what's going on, man. They get force fed a lie, and they still, a majority of people still believe in this system. They still believe that something's gonna change, something's gonna be turned, it's gonna make a major difference. But it's not. This place is done. It's on its way out. And the Lord's going to continue to expose this place more and more. He's continued to make Esau even bare. And he can't hide himself, man. And it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Calling out Yahweh Shema Shah. Now, what's going on is the exposure of Esau Edom. The exposure of this witchcraft and this mind control that's been layered over the whole earth, over the four corners of the earth, for the majority of the people, man. And because the majority of people are in gross darkness, the elect is waking up as you get in Isaiah 10 and 20, waking up and coming out of that sunken place. They're waking up and coming back to Yahweh Shema Shah. 2/3 is on down inside because they can continue to believe in a fallen system, man. They're going to continue to believe in a fallen system. Let's grab one more. And I wasn't going to make this long because I'm at work, but just through the Spirit, just showing you how the Lord is gradually just turning this place around. It's Isaiah chapter 25, verse 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the devil spread over all nations. And that's what you see in this mountain, this government, this devil system. He's been exposed, and now that covering cast, which was spread over all nations, it's hey, everybody's seeing America for what it truly is, man. He can't hide himself anymore. That veil, that witchcraft, that darkness that everybody was force fed with the lies and the deception, the fake, that mindset of feeling like you're free. All that was a deception. All that was a lie. All that luxury lifestyle, you was force fed a lie. Now people are waking up and seeing that this American dream is nothing but an American nightmare, and it's only going to continue to get worse here as the days of the Lord return, man. So, I've arrived as our Lord willing, this lesson was edifying through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Al Shai. I want to close it out by saying, Call, Hallelujah, Malai, Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, Bashem Krakodash, never honor to my apostle, it was great, some of the well, and peace and satisfaction, how I can push in the truth, our righteousness and sincerity.